One championship, the grappling title, the first ever time that a grappling championship has been contested by a major mixed martial arts promotion. All right, this whole thing went down on Friday. Now, did you guys watch this? It's Mikey versus Souza. And to make sure you understand it before this match happens, okay, Souza is fully locked in. Like, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. These guys are going to be on Amazon Prime in front of the world. And on a mixed card where they're doing MMA, where they're doing kickboxing, right, there's going to be a lot of eyeballs. One championship just did more for grappling than perhaps anything has ever been done for grappling in history just by holding this contest. You got Mikey, you got Souza. Now, Souza understands this. He gets fully locked in. Forget about Abu Dhabi. Forget about the trials. I'm studying these rules. I'm studying this one opponent. Now, I love that. I love that theory. And don't forget, guys, this was the third time that they met. Okay? Souza had finished Mikey in the Pan Ams. Mikey had beaten Souza 2-0 in a scored contest. And now they're going to go in the one championship, which means they're going to go for 15 minutes. And we will have 3 expert judges. They are going to turn in a card should the 15 minutes elapse. And they are going to give that on whoever tried to finish the fight more. Whoever was more aggressive. Trying to pass, trying to catch, trying to break, trying to strangle. Okay, so they're very straightforward. Everybody's going to understand that. It was quite possibly my favorite thing about this because I knew it was going to work. You can't just put grappling on display. People have tried for a very long time. But you got to explain the rules to people. Hey, why are they out there wearing those gis? Hey, why can he grab his lapel? Hey, how come there's points on the board? How did he score? It's confusing. One took all the confusion away. Here's what they're going to do. 15 minutes, anything goes. Don't hit the guy. When that's done, whichever one of you tried to win, we're going to turn these judges. We're going to raise his hand. We're going to give him a whole bunch of money and the belt. Okay. I got it. Like, we all understood this, right? Souza did everything right. I love the way that he prepared for this. The problem that Souza ran into, and I think it surprised him. I think it surprised him because it surprised me, right? If you're on the outside, I got a way better vantage point than the athlete who's in there doing that. The athlete who's in there and competing is in the worst vantage point to see things early. That's why you have cornermen. That's why you have coaches. That's why us, the fans and the viewer, find ourselves yelling at the television sometime. You ever tried that in a football game? Right, you got a quarterback sneak going. He's going to run a flag up, but you think he's running a flag play. He comes with a reverse. We can all see, no, that guy's got the ball. You're chasing the wrong guy, right? It's one of those things that you can see as a fan. I couldn't see it as a fan. I couldn't see it coming. I couldn't see how it was getting set up. I just knew it was happening. And that was Mikey being aggressive. Because these contests, it doesn't matter if you're doing MMA, kickboxing, or in this case, grappling. It doesn't matter. It's still a dance. It's a dance in that there will be 2 people, but only one of them can lead at a time. The greatest defense is a good offense. All these expressions, I keep throwing them out, but guys, they're true. It works. So if you're in Mikey's position, you come out, you pull guard, and you start right away. Right away, you're looking for inverted, you're looking for De La Hiva, you're going on these attacks that are forcing Souza to constantly relax, try to pull his leg out. Well, if he's pulling his leg out, he's not attacking yours. Constantly. And Mikey never let up. I have to give Mikey credit for that. I have to. Because Mikey's a nerd, right? But you nerds need served. Like, the nerds need a leader. For sure. Well, I feel like maybe you've gotten one. The guy that goes out there, goes on the attack nonstop, only eats pasta and pizza, and has to put his glasses on right after the match. I mean, I feel like you nerds finally have a king. And I don't know who's going to beat him. Quite frankly, I don't know who's going to beat him. I mean, you would need to talk like a Gary Tonin level guy. And then you're going to have to get Gary to fully focus. Put MMA aside. Put your striking over here, Gary. Go back and focus. You're going to need somebody like that. Somebody who can deal with the aggressiveness, but also knows the surprise attacks because Mikey's long. Mikey's got leverage. I don't think that Mikey's very strong in terms of if you go in the weight room and you give him a bar. I don't think he's going to put up 225 pounds more times than whoever else decides to lift with him that day. I don't think he's going to go to the pull-up bar and get 25 reps in. But he has something called leverage. And when you're long and you know how to use that body, right, there's nothing more powerful or frustrating than taking on a guy who has leverage, who can get in spots where a normal human being is weak, but he's not. You'll hear about this in striking all the time. We always talk about who's got the reach advantage. Reach very seldomly proves to be an advantage. It's a disadvantage. You've just got one guy with a longer arm than the other guy. Mike Tyson, just by example, never in his career, and that's a literal statement, had a reach advantage over an opponent. 0 times did that ever happen, literally. So why we call reach an advantage, I don't know, but the other side of it is not very many guys know how to use it. Now, the other side of the coin, you get a guy like Jon Jones. Jon will block you just by opening his hand. He will open the palm of his hand and post it on your forehead, and you can't get to him. He understands how to use his reach. You get inside that, boom, Jon will start elbowing you. He understands how to use his reach. There's very few guys I can say that about. Dan Hooker understands reach just by example. And then I got to back up all the way to Tommy Hearns. So when you have these long guys and you have something that I'm talking about called leverage, it's true if you know how to use it. Mikey understood how to use it. And Mikey went on the attack, and he went attack right from the beginning, and therefore he couldn't be attacked. He was not being attacked. This whole thing was offense against defense, and all his opponents waiting for him to do is slow down. Oh, by the way, if he never slows down and he runs out the clock, he's going to win because he's the one that had the attack. Like, this was the most perfect plan by a guy who understood what the plan should be, what the strategy should be. He paid respect to the rules. He understood and listened when the judges told them what they were looking for. That's the right guy to be champion. That's the right guy to be your champion. But now he's going to be hunted. Now the pursuit begins. And I would love to hear from you. Who should his first title defense be against?